I'm hooked on a Chevy, bum, ba-dum, bum. I drove the Chevy to the levee, bum, ba-dum, bum. But the levee was dry. The levee was dry.
Thank you. That's going to be our intro for this week. Welcome to Riverbed Wrestling episode 6. Oh my god, 6 weeks
7. We're here. 6 weeks in. 1 week away from the ultimate combo.
in. Oh no, don't get me started, man. No, don't get me started. Listen, Brandon's not here this week, so there's going to be a lot less chicanery afoot, which I'll be honest. I'll miss it. I miss it already. Brandon will be back next week. He had some issues to deal with, but we'll hold down the fort for him. We got him covered. Don't fret.
I'll pick up that slack.
Well, yeah, we got him. We also want to say thank you again to Brandon for that amazing WrestleMania prediction video last week. That's had a dumb grit. It's made me have a dumb grit on my face for the past week. So props to him. Hope all is well with him. And Kang, you ready to get into some news here about some wrestling news?
You see, you call it a predictions video. I think Brandon had insider information for that WrestleMania video.
Oh, you're saying he got the scoops?
He's got the scoops. B scoops.
Oh, that's B-boy scoops.
Brandon Marvez.
Oh shit. Well, listen, I'm hoping that that's the case because I'll get into this little bit of
Be the greatest
news here.
mania of all time.
Yeah, because it was announced on Raw that what is it? Reigns and Punk is set for Mania 42. So
Boo!
I know if that's the case, then we got to have Reigns and Evil and Seth on night one. Then
It wouldn't be the first time they've made the Royal Rumble winner have to do a triple threat because a bigger star is going to be involved. Evil just get put in the match.
Well, who's winning that match? Who's winning Evil, Reigns, and Rollins?
Well, they won't give it to Evil right away, you know. You know how WWE books. You got to be in the company for 15 years first.
Yeah.
So, what I think is going to happen is Evil's going to beat them both up for 15 minutes, but then they're gonna team up against Evil, and they're gonna throw him through the announce table with a half shield power bomb. Then they're gonna light him on fire, and then he's gonna burn up in smokes. The people in the front row are gonna be screaming. They'd be like, "Oh my God, the burnt sizzling flesh smell! I can't believe they're doing this. This is terrible. He's dead." He just turns into a pile of ashes.
Yeah, and what's even worse is he has a match against Masquerita Sagrada right after. How's he gonna recover?
Right after Roman Reigns wins and beats CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship, Evil rises up from the ashes like a phoenix queen, and he rises up and he stares down Roman Reigns, leading to the main event of WrestleMania Raw.
Night 3, hell yeah. I need to ask Brandon how many of those matches Evil is set to win. Because if it's at least half, I think that's a good like nobody's won that many matches at Mania. It's succinct.
Yeah, he's fair.
Yeah,
he's not gonna give him every match.
Yeah,
Sagrada's winning.
Yeah, he's got to put over Sagrada. But for actual news, and actually speaking of New Japan, we got a bit of major information regarding more people leaving. New Japan Junior Division mainstay and psychedelic fashion icon Hiromu Takahashi is set to leave New Japan. New Japan made the announcement last Monday, and Hiromu has been with New Japan since 2010. And is a 5-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion and a 4-time Best Super Junior Tournament winner. He's set to have his final match in New Japan at New Beginning in Osaka on February 11th, teaming with Taiji Ishimori, and they're both facing Jacob Austin Young and Francesco Akira. Kang, what's your thoughts on this? I was taken aback by this when I read that.
Yeah, I don't think I was. I think the writing's been on the wall for a while. I thought potentially, he'd do the business and actually put, Fujita or whoever, put somebody over as the next top junior, because it's inarguable that Hiromu Takahashi for the 2010s, and even now as we're halfway through the 2020s, he's the face of the junior division. I mean, he is what the junior heavyweight division is. Like, that is Hiromu Takahashi. He's been the top star for like a decade in that division. And we've seen New Japan really wind him down to not, he's still a top draw, but he's not booked as the top star. And I thought, potentially that just makes sense. He's getting older and everything, and he'll eventually put somebody over and pass that torch. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. And it looks like instead of, him just gracefully fading into the background, he goes, no, I'm going to, what I presumed and still do despite rumors, Noah to join his best friend Naito and Bushi. But there are pretty substantial rumors that just like Evil, he could be WWE bound.
Really? Where have you seen that at? Because I've always
just seen it online.
Okay.
I've seen it as, the rumors hold as much weight as people going, he's going to Noah because Naito's there. So I can't really discount them, because it's not like the Noah rumor is of anything substantial either.
Right. I feel like the Noah rumors are more likely, considering like not only like his friends are there that he's been with for a while, but also the fact is like he's, recently worked there as well. So, who knows? Yes. Really, we'll see. But
he's been their champion in the junior division this year.
Yeah.
He's fucking.
Yeah, we literally
he's definitely been taking a lot more Noah dates.
Literally on our first episode, we discussed a match of his in Noah, so it's not like that. That's what I see as the likeliest option, but I wouldn't be shocked either way. But
that's kind of the writing on the wall that I've been seeing, that he's been taking other bookings. LIJ is disbanded. He doesn't really have a place in New Japan right now, and it was either, leave and test yourself somewhere else or completely reinvent yourself in New Japan. And he chose to test himself in other oceans. We'll just see if it's in the Atlantic or the Pacific still.
Yeah, well, we will see. And speaking of more signings, we got a couple more signings regarding AEW. We talked a good bit about some of the recent signings that they've gotten under their belt as of late. One that we neglected to go over last week was the shock debut of Tommaso Ciampa. And within the time that we completely forgot to discuss that, he already won a singles title. He won the TNT title from Mark Briscoe on last week's edition of Collision in a really good physical match, and had a recent defense last night as of time of recording in a triple threat match against Roderick Strong and Claudio Castagnoli, which nothing to write home about, but still something really good to check out if you are interested. Kang, what are your thoughts on Tommaso Ciampa signing with AEW?
Yeah, I think I've been of the opinion that they need to stop for a while now, that their roster is incredibly bloated. So I'm not, so high on signing Ciampa, but Ciampa is a very good hand. And I think also in the 2 matches he's had in AEW had shown that, yeah, he's ready to come and play. He's ready to show his ass, to show who he is. And that first match against Mark Briscoe on Collision, that was probably one of the top 5-ish or so matches that AEW's put on this month, I would say. Pretty impressive showing for him. And of course, he's being pushed pretty heavily so far. I think he'll be a good, mid-card guy. He's already around 40, so I don't really see him developing and going into a world title picture anytime soon or anytime later for sure. But I think, yeah, Ciampa got a lot of fresh, exciting matchups we can see now.
Yeah,
and old ones too.
Yeah, for sure. This could have been seen a mile away, and for some reason, none of us really saw it. At least for me,
I didn't.
Because
they was talking about him taking New Japan bookings the week before he fucking just randomly showed up.
Yeah, which I was kind of hoping for in a way, not gonna lie. But with Ciampa, definitely it rings home as one of those Tony signings where it's just like an out of nowhere signing for an already large roster for a old Black and Gold NXT guy and an old Ring of Honor guy. So it kind of like piece by piece, you kind of see, okay, this is definitely an AEW signing here. And I mean, either way, like I do want them to kind of focus more this year, both in booking and in signings regarding like the women's division. However, this isn't a bad piece at all for them to add on for sure. And in terms of more signings, this one's kind of been expected with some recent appearances. One against a match against Darby on Collision last week, as well as joining up with his friend Gabe Kidd to send Darby out in the middle of the desert. We have Clark Connors, formerly of New Japan, who is expected to sign with AEW. And Kang, I'm a big Clark Connors fan. So is our friend Joey, our friend Barry. What are your thoughts on Mr. Clark Connors potentially signing with AEW?
What I can think of, that's another junior gone from New Japan. It's kind of what I think. I mean, Clark Connors is fine. He's good, especially if Gabe Kidd is going to be doing that dual contract type situation that we kind of are expecting that he already is on secretly. Yeah. It's good for him to have, people with him, lackeys of sorts. I think Clark Connors is a good hand.
Yeah,
I think he has potential to develop into a decent mid-card guy for them, but probably not considering how bloated their roster is.
Right. I mean, with this, do you think that with this signing that they're trying to kind of like nudge David Finlay into coming over to them?
I think it's a possibility. I think really is that Tony Khan likes and respects the War Dogs and is just kind of offering all the War Dogs, and whoever signs, more so than he's trying to draw the leader over. Because I think that Tony Khan respects and likes David Finlay, but I think it's clear to see that he sees more in Gabe Kidd. So I don't necessarily see that he's needing or absolutely wanting David Finlay really bad.
Yeah, I mean, like with Finlay, it's kind of weird because he has like gotten like in terms of like what we're watching, we've seen a lot more like good matches out of David Finlay the past couple of years than we have the years prior, for one. But also at the same time, he's going to try to go to... I see him definitely trying to go to an American promotion, and I'm not sure how that's going to pan out for the quality of his matches. I mean, get that bag, it is what it is, but... like, how do you think it would go, like, depending on whether or not he signs with AEW or WWE?
I think in AEW he probably gets lost in the shuffle. Because while he has progressed and is a really entertaining, really strong wrestler, there is absolutely a cap on where he goes in AEW versus WWE. He's got a little bit of nepotism in the back, right. A little bit of... he's got his brother... he's got stuff. He's got infrastructure there to succeed, especially as a wrestler who's really progressed in all manners, not just as a wrestler, but also in promo ability and everything, too. He's become a really believable, intense wrestler over the past 3 or 4 years here. I think he has a way greater chance to succeed in WWE, but I also think probably that no matter where he signs, I think there's a good chance that he just gets hard capped at like right before upper mid card, just pure mid card.
Yeah, I mean, like with like other Bullet Club guys, like I'm kind of getting flashbacks with like Jay White. I know he's had like like unlucky injury issues, and that sort of thing that's kind of gotten in the way of him. But like I kind of getting flashbacks to that in a way. But we'll move along here, and we'll continue updating you on the contract updates of both all the people that we mentioned, plus any of the War Dogs still in contract limbo. We will get to that as soon as we can. But in terms of other American promotion news, we got some legal business to take care of, as it was announced on February 5th that TNA was suing Gail Kim. There's a lot of information regarding this, so I am going to try my best to try to get this consolidate as soon as I can. This is a report by our good friend Mike Johnson of PW Insider. give him a round of applause. He was at my
Shout out Mike.
Shout out Mike. He was at my son's bris. TNA parent company Anthem Wrestling Exhibitions LLC filed a lawsuit against TNA Hall of Famer Gail Kim before the Nashville Chancery Court in Tennessee on January 10th. PW Insider has learned the lawsuit stems from Kim informing the company that she was let go March 2025. She believes that she holds legal claims against Anthem for violations of the Florida Private Whistleblower Act. What those alleged violations may be or are not listed in the lawsuit. However, Anthem brought the lawsuit forward as they are alleging that based on the nature of Kim's contract with the company, that all issues between the two should be governed by Tennessee law. There's a ton of information here, man. In terms of the nitty gritty of this, it's just very much at this point he said, she said. But just an ugly situation all around. I know last year there was some controversy with Gail Kim regarding her offhanded tweets and such, but this is very much outside of that, and whatever personal conjunctions you have with Gail Kim because of that, it's sort of outside of that sort of situation, which I shouldn't have to say, but
I will say
I've seen quite a bit of that.
The first how I found out about this lawsuit was through a quote tweet of somebody saying, "I don't know what she did, but she guilty," because they just don't like her.
Yeah, I mean, I don't it's hard to like her after what she said last year, but there's it's a complete different situation at hand. And all things considered, it's just one of those things where we'll keep update on it as soon as we can, but more or less it's just very much a just a sticky situation all around, because companies can be at the very end of the day just worried about baseline, just their bottom line numbers. So we'll try to be as fair as possible when keeping updates on the ongoing legal situation.
I'll tell you right now, I like Gail Kim more than TNA, more than the company. Yeah. I'll support the individual over the company almost all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks all around too, because she was their first Knockouts champion. She has a legitimate stake in the history
Hall
of the
of
company.
Famer.
Yeah, absolutely. It just always.
I think
sucks.
she is. I think she was inducted a couple years ago.
She was, and it's just always terrible whenever somebody who gives a lot to a company just sort of I don't know. It just ends up being a messy situation all around, and nobody really ends up looking great after it. So hopefully people can leave this situation as unscathed as possible, but we'll keep post on that. And we go to another pretty serious situation here. What is it? I saw this on Twitter the other day, and I was pretty much flabbergasted by the situation. Daphne LaShawn, we talked about her getting into a car accident a couple weeks ago, and unfortunately, I saw this past week that she recently lost 4 of her family members in a house fire. Just a pretty sad situation all around. On the GoFundMe page for her family, says, "Our family was recently struck by an unimaginable tragedy. A devastating house fire took the lives of 4 of our beloved family members. We are heartbroken beyond words." And it goes on to detail what the lengths of the GoFundMe go for. Just basically who the other family members that were living with those people, just pretty much if they didn't lose their lives, they lost everything else. So just terrible situation all around. I will post the GoFundMe link in the comments in case anybody wants to chip in a bit. It's been pretty successful all around. For the $160,000 limit, it's at $127,000. There's been plenty of large donations. Becky Lynch put in $10K. What is it? Kevin Owens put in $10K. Alexa Bliss put in $5K. A lot of people are helping out big time. And if you want to help out too, you're more than welcome to. I'll post it in the link. Just best wishes to her. Hopefully, it's grief sucks. There's no timetable on it, but hopefully, she can get past this as best she can.
That shit crazy.
Yeah.
To get in a terrible car accident that leaves you pretty badly injured and that not be your worst news of the month. I mean, she's having probably as bad of a month that you could possibly think.
Yeah. I mean, all the best to her. I doubt she's listening to this, but in the case that she is, best wishes. My condolences go out to you, and best wishes going forward. But in terms of lighter news onwards, we'll give you an update regarding one AJ Styles. Now, we did go over last week his match with Gunther and, what we thought about his retirement and our first frame thoughts. And a week past that match, we can firmly say about his future that we somehow know less than we did before. And apparently, we're not alone. Ryan Clark of eWrestlingNews.com writes that there is uncertainty across both WWE and AEW regarding what Styles plans to do next. Speculation of his future continues to circulate with no clear direction confirmed. WrestleVotes added to Fightful select sources that sources within WWE believe that Styles is not fully finished with wrestling in some form, though no additional details about his potential role or timeline were provided. Styles himself kept the door open during an appearance on Stephanie McMahon's podcast, simply saying never say never when discussing his future. On February 6th, WrestleVotes on Fightful Select reinforced their position, stating, according to those spoken to, the belief is that AJ Styles is not done with wrestling in some capacity. So pretty much most of what we know is that WWE, peripherally, is hammering home a sentiment of he's donezo, it's over. He'll keep true to his word. And meanwhile, most people genuinely have no clue. Now, obviously, if he leaves, safe to say he's AEW bound, since everybody's trying to welcome him in with open arms. Literally the moment that, the bell rung, people on the AEW roster were tweeting out, stuff about AJ and, that sort of thing. But, I mean, do you want to lock in your vote on what you think is going to happen here? Does that, podcast appearance make you flinch at all? Are you still pretty strong on the case of AEW?
I can say that it wasn't just never say never. There was something attached to that. I've listened to at least that clip from the podcast in which he says, not just never say never, he says, if my oldest son or my second oldest gets into wrestling, and I have a chance to have a tag team match with him. That's what he said, which is a lot different than, I don't know, I might go somewhere else. It was a very firm, if this thing happens, never say never. But at the same time, I don't think that means anything. I think the AEW is offering him way too much money for probably half a year. I would do it too, AJ. Go ahead, chase the bag. That's what I think's gonna happen. He's gonna get as much money for his last 5 years of WWE for half a year of AEW. Yeah, okay.
Well, hopefully, with that bag entails some good matches. Because if he's AEW bound, I am going to be ecstatic for those 8 or 9 months. But yeah, we discussed it a bit last week. If you want to hear some of our thoughts and match predictions that we would like to see for an AEW AJ Styles run, then go ahead and watch that. But as for right now, we got some matches to cover from this week, King. And we got to travel over to the land of New Japan, as they recently had their Young Lion tournament.
Sure did. They just finished up their Young Lion tournament a few days ago. Now, it's not a very big tournament. I think it was only 6 wrestlers competing, and 2 of them had buys, so it was only, in total, 3 matches for the entire tournament. But that's just because they're all, can't find a whole bunch of young boys everywhere. You can only find as many young boys as you need. And for this tournament, it was 6. And they,
How many young boys is too many, in your opinion?
There's never enough young boys.
Oh.
You can ask my good friend Jeff about that.
Oh, no. Jeff who?
Galooly.
Oh. That's somehow worse.
Don't fucking get any batons, and you'll be safe.
Remember, kids, don't ever go to Cobo Hall when you're not looking.
Don't ever.
Don't get caught lacking at Cobo Hall. Kevin Nash, I know where you're at. February 28th. I know where you're at.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
You can't do that to his knee, man. It'll pop
No,
off.
I'm not doing that to his knee. I'm just trying to shake his hand.
Well, what about this Young Lion Cup? We were very interested. We watched every single match in the Young Lion Cup.
Yeah, we got sidetracked by young boys. With the Young Lion Cup, we with the first match that we watched, it was Masatori Yasuda versus Tetsuya Matsumoto, and I enjoyed the physicality of this match. People online talked about the weird ass looking moonsault, but I enjoyed this affair between the two of them, and I was actually
Moonsault was wonky.
It was they definitely told him in the back, don't ever do that again. But
don't do that again. Not until you get back from Mexico. All right.
Yeah, with Matsumoto, I know he ended up not moving on, but I enjoyed his physical tenacity throughout it. But USADA ended up going on, and I enjoyed that match. Not much to say about these matches, obviously, since they're very, basic, under 10-minute matches, mostly. But in terms of the next match with Daiki Nagai and Zane J, there is a bit to discuss in terms of story elements here. Because Daiki Nagai already had, going into this, his allegiances met with Unbound Company. And he ended up moving on, mainly because Zane J took the route of beating him up with a foreign object, and in that he joined allegiance with the United Empire. What do you make of all this?
Callum Newman handed that chair to him, and he took the easy way out. Because, I mean, I really like it from a storytelling perspective. Obviously, we didn't get to see much of a match, but in terms of this is, you win the Young Lion Cup to stake your claim and prove yourself as a future member of the roster. You know how else you can do that? Just being in a faction. That also works. So, hell yeah, take the easy way out. Join the United Empire, which is going to be the top heel faction. Sounds like a great plan for Zane J.
And in the semifinal match, Shoma Kato faced off against Masatori Sada, and despite the first round win from USADA, he did not move on. Who knows if that weird-ass moonsault had anything to do in the booking plans, but I mean, Kato looks to be a solid mainstay onwards, and they seem to be positioning him high. However, not as high as...
he got a bye for a reason.
Yeah, and not as high as one Katsuya Murashima. Because, dude, this is my guy. This is my guy here. Ended up facing off against Daiki Nagai in the semifinal round and moved on after locking in a Boston Crab and just bouncing on it. And he ended up winning.
Bounced on it. And won in 9 minutes, which means that the final of the Young Lion Cup for 2026 was Shoma Kato and Katsuya Murashima. And I enjoyed this match a lot. We saw some of the recent matches from this recent spell of Road to New Beginning shows. This was on that. And I enjoyed this match a lot. Definitely what you want to see out of a Young Lion match. Fire, tenacity, and just what can you carry over into your blooming wrestler days. And I saw a lot out of Murashima, and in the end, he ended up winning by, you guessed it, bouncing on it. Bouncing on it.
Yeah, by putting that Boston Crab on. And it took a few times for him to really, get going on it, because Kato, he was reaching for those ropes for quite a while. It took about, 3 Boston Crab attempts for him to lock it in, get in a good position, and just start bouncing his legs to the point where Kato couldn't take anymore, and he tapped out. And we'll be seeing where those two end up going, because they're set to go on excursion real soon. Where do you see where any of these guys probably are going? What do you see in these guys, and what are your thoughts overall, Kang?
I believe... Now, it's one of the two, and I believe it's Kato is going to Mexico. That's confirmed.
Okay.
I'm not certain which two it is, but I think Kato. Murashima, honestly, I would like to see an Oiwa-like excursion go to Noah and just, keep building up that Japanese style. I think that's where he's gonna operate best. I don't really want to see him adapt Mexican style wrestling. Maybe go to the UK for a bit. I could definitely get behind that. I think that's interesting. I would like to see also Daiki Nagai, who's my guy. Of course, he's a junior, so it's a little bit different. I'd like to see him in ROH.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, they obviously it was telegraphed this tournament. There was the two guys that were in the bye that also were the two guys that each had big matches on New Year's Dash. Guess what? They were in the finals.
Yeah.
It was telegraphed. But at the same time, it makes total and utter logical sense. They're the most far along. They're the biggest. They're the toughest and the strongest. The only person that could rival them is Nagai, who already kind of is solidified in what he is going to be when he gets back from excursion. So they didn't really need to give him this rub. But instead, you got a really interesting match between Kato and Murashima, which was a lot, like you said, a lot of this guy gets him in the armbar and he goes to the ropes. This guy gets him in the Boston Crab. He goes to the ropes, and that sounds potentially not that exciting. But let me tell you, watch this match. The match is incredibly exciting. They get the crowd behind them. The crowd starts to roar at a point in this match, in that final. Easily the best match of the tournament, and really good, and spells very good things for their future.
Yeah, well, as we move along with New Japan here, we go to literally the next night after the finals, and we head to the last three matches on the card, which we already discussed the six-man tag team version of these last three matches here a week or so ago. And now, on this Road to show, we have three distinct matches between those six men. And first match here is probably my favorite out of these three. We got Hartley Jackson versus Oleg Boltin in a brutal, physical little men slapping meat match. And I enjoyed the hell out of this. Kang, tell me about it. Tell me about what you thought about Oleg and Hartley.
That's exactly what it was. It's exactly what it was a big meaty men slapping meat match. It was, I would say, for 80% of this match, just them running into each other and just trying to outdo the other and being the big man. And I mean, it hits. Whenever this type of match hits, it hits. And this absolutely did. Yeah. I mean, it was a joy to watch. Hartley Jackson is maybe, like, if he continues this meteoric rise, he's going to be the most improved wrestler of the year at age 45.
Yeah, I mean, hell, like, dude, when we were watching this match, I had in the back of my head, because you had mentioned to me that people were saying that there's a pretty rough bump in this match at one point. And I didn't really internalize it. I just took it as, you know, it is what it is. And then whenever we were watching, we saw it unfold, and I was just like, oh, yep, there it is. Where they were continuously running into each other, trying to, you know, out-tackle each other, essentially. To the point where it got up to the up into the stands of Corkin. And once the people were instructed to get out of their seats, dude, Hartley Jackson took a bump on top of the seats. On top of these auditorium seats. These aren't folding chairs. These are like auditorium.
He got basically pounced.
Yeah.
Onto the top of a row of seating.
Yeah, his like middle of his spine was completely like was completely at
going
a right
down
angle.
As well.
Yeah.
Not like going up into them, going down onto the chairs from up above. Not too much above, but that angle makes it a lot more scary.
Yeah, this is the kind of bump that we see out of like Darby Allin every other week, only like, you know, like 5 times his weight. Like it was insane.
Yeah.
Enjoyed that match.
15 years older.
Yeah. Enjoyed that match thoroughly. Oleg ended up defeating Hartley in 12 minutes. And as for the next few matches, I don't really have too much to say, as I didn't really enjoy them as much as Oleg and Hartley, but it's still worth going over. ZSJ faced off against Yoshihashi in a okay match. Went a little...
About what you expect. He's a dickhead the whole time, and Yoshihashi keeps fighting through it until he doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, Yoshihashi always tends to be, you know, that lower mid card spoiler kind of guy at times as of late. However, in terms of matches, he can definitely pull out a good one here or there. Like Yoshihashi definitely is one of those low key guys that you can see having a good match. Just this one was a bit more, nothing bad, nothing worth going out of your way for, but still something good to check out if you have some spare time. But this is probably my second favorite match of the 3 matches here, as we go on to Haruki Goto facing off against The Grip, Ryohei Oiwa. And this is just a svelte 15-minute little main event here between 2 really good competitors. What you expect out of them. Definitely something to look for. Grip is in good form here. Goto's still in good form here, however many years into his career. Just a fine affair here. King, what are your thoughts on this match?
Yeah, I think they did their job of leaving me wanting a lot more out of the match, but still being fairly satisfied with where they're at in their careers right now. But I think in a couple years, this match has potential to be, a match of the year candidate.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Grip does within the next few years. Hopefully, with the right positioning, he can do a lot. And I'm excited for the Grip. But as for New Japan, that's all we got for that. So, we got to get to the bona fide match of the week here, King. And we are going over to Stardom as Starlight Kid faces off against Saya Kamitani for the red belt. Good God, this match was ecstatic. And a lot of people going into this, I saw a couple of inklings about, some injury happening in the match, and I didn't really pay too much mind to it. We were watching the first leg of the match here, and it was, what you expect out of these two. Just, nice high-paced affair, and then, doing the chair thing on the outside. Then they started, going back in the ring, doing their thing. When Starlight Kid goes on the top rope to do a drop kick, Saya responds with her own drop kick on, in the mat. And then we see her crunch down onto the side of the ring, onto the far side of the ring. She's communicating with the...
We hear her scream.
Yeah, we hear her yell. She's communicating with Daichi, and we see the camera pan in on her, and her finger is bent at a certain way that a finger should be bent. Yeah, it was ugly there for a second. I was like, we went back on the feed to look at it again, and as soon as we saw it, I had to look away. Like, nothing really makes me too squeamish. That made me squeamish right there.
Yeah, her finger within seconds was, bent the wrong way. It was probably the size of one of our other fingers times 3. Within, half a minute of it happening. It was bad. So, of course, they, stopped the match for a few minutes and then declared that it was over, right?
Nah.
No. She got those fingers taped together and then went for 15 to 20 more minutes.
Yeah, and as soon as she got her fingers taped together and they got back to it, they went ham. They basically went into third gear and skipped over the second to make up for lost time. Now there were a couple elements of Saya really not selling the knee here or there, but besides that, that's really the only gripe that I have with this match. Other than that, there were some SLK did the most asinine counter to a spin kick I've ever seen, where Saya goes for a spin kick, and then she just grabs her for a stretch muffler. I was astonished in the moment with that.
Yeah, that was amazing. And the stretch muffler, where she grabs every single limb possible and just drags her back, which she's known for doing against opponents, but also against Saya Kamitani, who's such a star and so great with her facials. Her trying to scramble and get to those ropes as Starlight Kid's just grabbing her arm, grab another leg, pull it back. Oh, man. It was probably, I would say, up to this point in the year, out of any getting to the ropes spot that you could possibly think of out of submission, I think it was probably the best this year which is pretty big praise. I would say so far at least. We're in February.
Yeah.
I do have I think the pacing issues are real. Like I think them skipping over that second part to go immediately into, hey, this match is ending right now, is a smart decision because you want to kind of work the crowd into thinking, oh, it's going to be a quick finish because she's hurt. But then kickouts happen, and then, you get SLK coming around and trying her hardest to get the win early as well. And you think, okay, maybe she can beat Saya Kamitani really early because of the injury. And then a kickout happens again. And then now you're left with 15 minutes of a final stretch of a match where a lot of the big impact moves are a lot less impactful because they're the entire match, it almost feels like. Which, there's pros and cons to what they did. Like I said, I think it's smart to try and work the crowd immediately after an injury into, going into that finishing stretch. But I do think it potentially made this big-time World Championship match slightly worse than it could have been if it had a typical match, big match arc-like structure.
Yeah,
I think in the end, though, it's a match with two of the best wrestlers in the world, two of the biggest stars in Stardom. It's absolutely go out of your way to see match for sure. Still, at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, with the structure of the match that they had to work on the fly, I felt like it ended up working in its favor with the maximalism element of just throwing bomb after bomb, because when you consider what the circumstances of the match were, their gas tanks were still relatively high going into the injury, and once they got out of it, they still had probably 75% of their tank left. It makes sense not to get immediately bit by a bomb like that, but overall just a really fun match.
But it makes the bombs feel less like bombs, is what I'll say. Which is, I definitely felt at points in this match, they were going too hard for too long without any break. And like I said, which really helped the rope spot where they slowed down and they went for a submission, right?
Yeah.
And it really, really went in because of the dichotomy of it's being slowed down, which I think they could have peppered in a bit more of to make this match, a potential match of the year candidate for me. But instead, it's just a really great match.
Yeah, well, nobody wants to hear the nuances of discussion. What's your numerical value on this match? What's your numerical value?
I'd give it a 4.25 stars, close to a 4.5, but not reaching a 4.5 number for the reasons that I said before.
Fair enough. I give it an 88. And on that note,
that's pretty fair.
Yeah, and on that note, that's our match of the week, and that is our matches for this week. So why don't we get into the next segment? All right, so now it is time for our halftime segment. And for those non-Americans who listen to us, we usually try to record this on Sunday, midday, maybe Saturday beforehand if we're up for it. And I try to get this out Monday morning. Now, between when we record this and when it's out, the Super Bowl will have happened. Kang, who do you think has won the Super Bowl?
Seahawks.
Seahawks? I mean, it's tough because I'm hoping this is Seahawks because fuck the Patriots. And also, I've had a bet on the Seahawks to win the Super Bowl since late November. So for monetary purposes, I hope they win. But because Patriots bullshit is real and they're already back here, I might have to go with the Patriots on this one.
This is a wrestling podcast, so there's not really much room for discussion, I would say here, but the Seahawks got the better defense, special teams, and offense. They just don't have the better quarterback.
Well, I'm going with the Patriots because we live in hell. Well, Kang, have you done your studying as of late? Have you read your books?
Nope.
Have you gone on your
I'm too stupid.
You're too stupid.
I scroll reels.
Oh, no. Well, hopefully those reels have some information in there, because, Kang, it's trivia time.
No. Big Latina. Big
Oh,
Latina booty.
big Latina booty and what? Subway Surfer? Subway Surfer after? Under it?
No, NXT.
Oh, well, you better hope and pray that there's NXT questions that I have listed here for you. And spoiler alert, I don't. Do you want to go first here with the trivia?
Yeah, I can.
Alright.
I guess we should say trivia. We each selected 10 questions, and we're gonna ask each other, and I guess whoever gets the most right wins.
Yeah. And let me get my
I can
notes
go
app here
first.
so I can actually take count of who's winning here. Because I realized that whenever we were recording the Royal Rumble episode, I did not have anything to write it down. So therefore, that's why you hear me clickety-clacketing on my computer in that episode. So,
Yeah.
King, you're more than welcome to go first.
Okay. Mine, this first one is easy, but it does require a little bit of thinking and a little bit of work, more work than some of the other ones. Name 5 foreign-born world champions in the WWE.
Ooh, okay. Well, let's see here. So,
Uh-oh.
well, we got one, and
Can you think of one?
it shows my age. Alberto Del Rio.
That is crazy.
Yeah, that's
That's a crazy first answer.
that is. I'm well aware. Let's see. Second one. I better come up with another one other than Del Rio, otherwise I'm cooked. Drew McIntyre, Scotland.
Sure, yeah.
Let's see.
Come on.
Pedro Morales?
Give me an answer. I believe so. Puerto Rican born.
Okay. Kane, born in Spain. If that's
Yeah, we'll count that one for you, but
Okay.
give me 6.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh,
Eddie Guerrero. Was born in
hurry up.
Texas. Okay.
You're gonna get a big soon, man.
Oh shit. All right. Well, let's see here.
There's a very obvious answer that I'm shocked you have not given.
I'm scared. Oh, Bruno.
Yeah, brother.
I keep on always thinking Pittsburgh, bro. Pittsburgh, Italy.
Italy born. Well, there's 5. Give me another one to top it off. You can think of somebody else.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, Bret Hart.
There's a pretty big country, like not far from us, that has a lot of world champions, and you got it. Bret Hart, there you go.
Yeah, I see.
We'll give you that 5.
All right.
You could also have said, Sheamus, Edge. You could have said, that's about it. I don't need to name any more.
Well, Ireland's not a legitimate country. So let's go with our next.
Jinder Mahal. Canadian.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't saying anything. All right. Well, I'll go to my next one here. In the first CCW Tournament of Death in 2002,
Oh, Lord.
Matthew Prince, better known as Wife Beater, became the inaugural winner. Who was the wrestler in the runner-up spot in that tournament? And if you need help, I have some multiple choice question. I have the multiple choice for you.
No, because I have an answer that could be not my only answer, but I think my only real answer, and that's fucking Zandig.
Well, that's incorrect.
Well, then I don't know. Is it Justice Payne? Tell me it's Justice Payne.
No, it's neither of those. I have multiple choice here if you would like that.
Give me my multiple choice. I've already gotten it wrong. But let's
right.
see if I can get it with multiple choice.
A, Nick Mondo. B, Nick Gage. C, Masada. D, Ian Rotten.
Oh, it's got to be Ian Rotten.
It is not.
If it's not Ian Rotten, there's no way it's not Ian Rotten. There's no way that's a joke answer at all, man. You gotta be kidding me. It's gotta be one of the Knicks, and I can't believe it'd be Nick Gage in 2002. I don't know when he got big, but I feel like he got big at like the mid 2000s.
It was Sick Nick Mondo. And then,
Sick Nick Mondo.
Yep, and then he would end up winning the next year's tournament.
Oh, and who'd he beat?
Ian Rotten, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. I could be
Here
wrong.
we go.
Hold up.
Here we go.
Let me
It's Ian
fact check
Rotten
myself
time.
here real quick. Yep, it was Ian Rotten. Okay. Epic.
But I can tell you, out of all those four as well, my third guess would have been Necro Butcher. So
Fair enough.
we weren't getting that no matter what.
All right. Well, Kang, what is your next question?
Okay, this is also, I would say, a very easy one. Like, if you can't get this one within 5 seconds, then you probably got it wrong. Could you name me any wrestler besides Hulk Hogan who have slammed Andre the Giant?
Oh, Jim Duggan?
Let me look it up because I don't actually know all the wrestlers.
I don't know why. That was like the first one that came to mind.
That's your guess. Wrestlers who have slammed Hulk. Mine is always and forever will be Stan Hansen, the
Okay.
NJPW match in the 70s. That's my easy answer. Let's see. Oh, I looked up 7 wrestlers who have slammed Hulk Hogan. Andre the Giant. Every wrestler to body slam Andre the Giant. Let's see if Jim Duggan is on this list. He is absolutely, positively not on this list.
All right. Well,
However, he did interfere in a match in which Kamala slammed him,
oh,
but he did not do the slamming. But you
Damn.
could have said Kamala, you could have said Butcher Vachon, Riki Choshu, Strong Kobayashi, Antonio Inoki is probably the easiest answer on the board. The Wild Samoans have done it. Harley Race has done it.
wait,
and
the
of course,
Samoans at the same
also-
time, or like?
I think that both of them, I don't know. It happened in the UWF in Mid-South in 1982. It may have been both of them at the same time or both of them separately. I don't know. Anybody has that answer, let us know in the comments. Also, Hulk Hogan has done it twice, I believe. And if you wanted to give the very last wrestler, that would have been a very fun question. Who do you think the last wrestler to slam Andre the Giant is?
Oh, Tom Zank.
It's an easy answer. It's the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's easy, but it's not easy. It seems hard, but it's just the next Hulk Hogan.
Well,
They just did it again.
we're gonna keep with the American territory feel for this next question here, and I feel like you should be able to get this maybe. Big Time Wrestling, aka NWA Detroit, was the major wrestling territory in the Detroit metro area until the 1980s. In 1964, the promotion was acquired by two men, Francis Fleischer and his son-in-law, who booked himself to be the promotion's top wrestler in their weekly Cobo Hall shows. Who was the promotion's promoter / marquee main eventer?
It's gotta be the Sheik, right?
Correct.
Because I couldn't name you another Detroit superstar besides Ed Farah.
Fair enough.
Or Ed Farhat, whatever his name is. So
been-
that's the only guess I could have given you.
I've been calling him Farhat this entire time. I am a dirty, dirty American. Well, we each got a point each, so, Kang, give me that next question.
Hell yeah. This wrestler named Ed Foghat, what was his real name? No. What? This is a very fun question. What is the first ever pro wrestling pay-per-view?
Ooh, that is a good question.
And, well, if you answer a certain way, I'll clarify for you and give you a second chance.
What would it have been? Would it have been Starcade?
Okay, that's where I'm clarifying. No, Starcade is like the first ever, I think, blueprint for a pay-per-view, but it was on closed circuit television. It was not pay-per-view.
Okay. Would it have been like?
Think before you answer. I'm only giving you 1 second chance here.
Because I swear First Mania was like on closed circuit as well. Would it have been like Mania like 2?
Oh, that is a good answer. You didn't fall for the WrestleMania 1 trap. Because yes, it also was on closed circuit television, but WrestleMania 2 was not the first pay-per-view
Oh.
because in November of the same year WrestleMania 1, the Wrestling Classic was held, which was the first ever pro wrestling pay-per-view. A few months, about a half a year before WrestleMania 2. I guess they kind of tried it out, the thing there. They were like, all right, let's see what this pay-per-view thing's about here with the Wrestling Classic. It's a good question. I didn't know the answer to that one either going in. Although I knew it couldn't have been Mania 1 because closed circuit television, and same with Starcade.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have had a better guess than WrestleMania 2. I think that was the best guess that you could have offered.
Well, why don't we go on to WrestleMania 3? Because I got a WrestleMania 3 related question here.
Uh-oh, hope it's about one of two matches.
Well, it's it's one of three. In the opening match of WrestleMania 3, which team defeated Bob Orton and Don Morocco?
Good Lord. Who fucking knows, man? Hold on, let me think. Tag teams in WWF in 1987. And it was Bob Orton and Don Morocco, so they were the heel team, I assume. So it's a face tag team in WWF. Oh. Is it... I really don't know. Is it the Hart Foundation?
That is not correct. They were on the card later on, but it was not them. And I'll give you a hint. You're kind of correct with that Canadian edge to it.
Canadian Edge? He didn't wrestle for a few more years yet.
Not that one. I'll just
Canadian.
say partially.
Oh yeah, I've already got it wrong. Go ahead and say it.
It's the Can-Am Connection.
Ah!
Rick Martel and Tom Zank.
Rick the Model and Tom Zank, you bastard. You dropped them in there earlier for a reason.
Yeah, I tried to help you, man. Well,
you little bastard.
I'm editing out that laugh. What's next?
What's next is this one, if Brandon were here, I think he would get it immediately. You, on the other hand, I think also probably get it immediately, but I don't know for certain.
Shawn Legacy.
What? What was the name of the Monster Abyss's weapon of choice in TNA?
Ooh,
his main one, the spiked one.
Wasn't it Barb?
No, it was Bob, which was barbed, not spiked. That's why I clarified for you. Give me the other one. This is the one that he killed RVD with, famously.
Oh, shit.
I think it was literally just like a nail board with spikes with nails sticking out of it. I'll give you this second chance for an answer because he did have Bob, which does play into the name of this because it's also, I'll tell you, a female name. Bob is the name of Dixie Carter's dad, and the name of this weapon of mass destruction is the name of Dixie Carter's mother.
Janice!
Yes!
Janice!
You got it!
Janice! I was trying to remember a fucking Deadlock bit in my head, and I was blanking on it, because I remembered Bob.
Yeah, Bob.
That's 2 for me, 1 for you.
What's your next one?
Yeah. Let's get to this next one here. As we go to a little bit more recent. AEW held its 3rd annual Continental Classic tournament between November 26th and December 27th of last year. Konosuke Takeshita had the most points with 13 points, and the overall winner, Jon Moxley, had 9. Who had the least amount of points in last year's Continental Classic?
This is easy. This is very easy. Because there's one man that did not win until like the final night, and it was his whole story. It's Roderick Strong.
Correct. He had 3 points, and his only win was defeating Claudio in 3 minutes 22 seconds.
Yeah, he beat him quick as hell. I remember that shit. That was crazy. Yeah, but it's definitely Roderick Strong because the Gold League had like everybody had like fucking 6+ points. Blue League, yeah, it was just Roderick Strong was the worst because Dorada got a couple wins. Everybody else got enough. So yeah, that was easy. Thank you for that one. You gave me an easy one.
Yeah, I had to
Because
throw
I'll tell you right now,
I had to throw
I
you.
also have an AEW tournament one, and it ain't easy.
Uh-oh. I'm scared.
Well, it's pretty easy if you
I'm
remember
shaking my
it, but
boots.
it's not recent enough. It's not 2 months ago. My next question. We both tied 2-2. It's pretty good. My next question was, who won the first ever G1 climax?
Oh, shit.
Just by guessing here, you could potentially get it. You get one chance.
G1. Who won the first G? Wasn't it fucking Hashimoto?
It was Mr. August.
Ah!
It was Chono.
God damn it.
His first of 5.
Damn. Well, if he took a stab in the dark, it could have been him, and I didn't go with the easy option.
It could have been him.
Well, gang, you have a chance to take the lead here. And this one I feel like you might get. April 18th, 1989. The NWA International Championship was unified with both the PWF World Championship and the NWA United National Championship to become the top prize of All Japan, the Triple Crown Championship. What was the match?
From my recollection, this is Jumbo Tsuruta versus Stan Hansen.
Correct. You have taken the lead 3-2.
Hell yeah. I'm glad I remember that.
All right. Well, give me your next one, because I need to tie it up here bad. I put all my money on this.
This one, look, if you know the event, you got it. And we've talked about it earlier. I set it up earlier for you. What was the main event of the first ever, on closed circuit television, Starcade in 1983?
83? Jesus. Was that... Fuck. Was that Dusty and Flair?
Brother, I believe that is 1984. I might be wrong on that date. 1983, the first ever main event of Starcade was Ric Flair, you got that right, in a cage match against the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion, Harley Race. In which Flair took the title and kind of officially became like the guy, you know? It's a big time match.
Was that before or after?
You had a lot of it right.
Was that before or after the guy who stabbed Harley Race got shot at by a machine gun?
That's a good question. I think it would be after.
Wow.
Which is, I wouldn't want to step in the ring with that motherfucker. I'll tell you that right now.
Here's one that you either get or you don't. And this one has haunted me for years. During his WWE tenure, how many titles did Edge win?
32.
Eh.
Not a bad guess though, right?
Not a bad guess. You were one off. It was 31.
Oh, bastard.
Listen,
Come on.
Listen, that same one got me during the Fight Guys trivia, so I have no sympathy. What's the next question?
That was me who made that question too.
Yeah, that was.
For the Fight Guys trivia.
I hate you.
So, it's all cyclical.
I've never forgiven you for it.
I think I gave a pretty good guess though.
You did.
I'm pretty chuffed with myself.
Yeah, you can be happy with yourself, just you're not having the point.
You should know this one.
Okay.
What is the largest ever attended pro wrestling event in the history of the world?
Was a Collision in Korea.
Ding, ding, ding. Absolutely correct. Of course, it was mandatory attendance. But yeah, I believe the number is like 140 something thousand for one of the nights, which is fucking crazy. And number two would be, at least as we know it, as we're told it, WrestleMania 32 in Dallas or in Arlington, in AT&T Stadium, which had just over 80,000. Even though I think they said way more than that, but we know kind of around there.
It was like 100,000.
But I did give you the most attended, regardless of any other outlying circumstances like forced mandatory attendance by your heretical leader. Yeah, you're right. Congratulations, you tied it up.
Hell yeah. Well, you have a chance to take the lead back with this next question here. This is a pretty simple, straightforward one. Who won the 1987 Young Lions Cup?
Oh, man. Fuck if I know. 1987 Young Lions Cup. I would assume that this holds historical merit. I would assume this is Three Musketeers. That's what I would assume. So I think I have a guess that would be... You motherfucker. We're in the same situation here in which I could go Chono or Hashimoto probably. Just like you were earlier. And I know enough New Japan Pro Wrestling history to know that Shinya Hashimoto didn't really hit that prime until like the mid 90s. So I'm going to guess Masahiro Chono.
You are correct.
Oh, yes.
You got it.
I'm that fucking guy. 2 Chono answers? That's kind of crazy, right?
That's messed up, and I didn't get one of them. I'm even more pissed about that now.
Like I said, I was in your exact situation. I just know that I'm pretty sure Hashimoto didn't really hit that level until like 93, 94.
Oh man,
Chono, I don't know anybody else. I think Muda's a couple years ahead of him or something, or I don't know. He's not the same exact class.
All right. Well, good on you for getting that one. And Chono has made a weird swing in this bout.
Yeah. I mean, Chono could be the absolute deciding factor here. My next question.
Mm-hmm.
This one is incredibly easy, but also incredibly easy to miss. I think you should be able to get this one, considering you watched the anniversary show last year. What year was CMLL founded?
The answer is 1933.
Ding, ding, ding! Got it correct immediately.
You know how I know that?
Did you know that, or did you do the math backwards in your head?
I knew it because it's the same year the Steelers were founded.
That is perhaps the worst possible answer I was expecting. For me, I always forget the year, but I go, okay, it says the big fucking 92nd anniversary show this year, the 93rd anniversary show in September. So I just kind of do the math backwards in my head a bit. Like, okay, it was the 92nd last year. I watched that, so 33.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got a point now, and this next one is going to be a little difficult, but I'm sure if you like scrounge around a little bit in your dome, you could probably figure it out. Who, as of this current recording, is the longest reigning Future of Stardom champion?
Ooh. The Future of Stardom Championship. Which belt is that? That's just like the young girl belt?
Yep.
The Future... My brain remembers this being Saya Kamitani for some reason.
It is
but not... I think that's actually... She just had the white belt. No, that's not my answer. You can't let me have that, because I have not officially answered. But
I'll help you
my other brain
ticky-tacky
tells me... My other brain tells me Azumi held it for a long time. So that's my final guess, is Azumi.
That is incorrect.
I don't even know if she held it, actually. Straight up.
The longest reigning champion was Rina. with 512 days.
Last year?
512 days, 12 defenses, held it from May 12th, 2023 to October 5th, 2024.
Damn, I would have just figured that. I just didn't know that was a record-breaking reign that I was in the middle of watching. I figured they would have mentioned that more often. Okay.
Yeah, well, what's the next question? We're on our 8th question, man.
I'm on my 9th. You're on your 9th, I believe.
I can't.
Coming up after this.
I can't count.
Who? Now this is that AEW question I mentioned earlier.
Uh-oh.
This is not as easy as the very last tournament, because this is the very first tournament. Who did Adam Cole defeat in the first ever Owen Cup Finals?
Ooh, this is a good question.
It's a question I did not know the answer to. I knew the answer to every other Owen Cup Finals. This one completely eluded my brain. That's why I chose it.
Was it? No, because that was... Wasn't it Ricky Starks? Because I know he won one. He had to have been in another at some point.
That's your final guess?
Yeah.
It was not Ricky Starks. He did win the very next one against CM Punk, but the 2022 Owen Cup, the inaugural Owen Cup, was Adam Cole. This is kind of crazy. I have like hardly any recollection of this match. Adam Cole versus Samoa Joe.
I would not have gotten that at all.
I know, right? Isn't that crazy?
Oh, damn. Well, speaking of injury, that is a very tasteless transition. But we'll go ahead with
terrible, man.
Yeah, that's a tasteless...
And it's the Owen Cup too.
Oh, well I didn't think about that.
Double whammy.
I didn't think about that at all. Anyways, my number 9
Samoa Joe, triple whammy.
And my number 9 question, we're just going to ignore that. My number 9 question, who won the All Japan Triple Crown Championship despite having both ACLs torn?
What the fuck? This happened?
Yes.
I have no idea who it is. I'm going to go with my GOAT Kabashi.
That is incorrect. The answer is Terry Gordy.
Oh yeah, that makes perfect and utter sense.
During his main event run, when he got his first title, he was working on 2 torn ACLs.
Yeah. That's... I could definitely believe that story. I didn't even know that. That's crazy. Both of them. He like Lindsey Vonn out there.
What is your next question? What is your final question?
So yeah, we're tied 3-3. Is that what it is?
We're tied 4-4.
4-4. Well, my next question. I'm wondering. No, there's no way you get the match. So I just have to. What promotion held the first ever ladder match?
Would that have been Stampede Wrestling?
It was Stampede Wrestling. Do you know what the match was?
I do not. Was it... Was it... I feel like Brett was in there.
No, he wasn't. I thought Brett was also in there from what I read in his book.
What was the match?
It turns out, no, he was in multiple ladder matches before the first one in WWF, but it was not the first one that he was in. The first ever ladder match, it's a little crazy. Dan Crawford versus Tor Kamada.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I think it was 1972.
Well, now I'm even more glad that you asked the promotion and not the match.
Yeah. Yeah, July 1972. Dan Crawford versus Tor Kamada in a ladder match, the first ever one. I don't think it was necessarily used like it was, like it's used now, though.
We got one more question here from me, and you have a chance to tie this up. And I'm not sure if you will, but you got a good shot. And here it is. September 14th, 1992. Yuji Nagata has his first debut singles match for New Japan Pro Wrestling. Who was his opponent?
Okay. So I don't know this. This is a absolute shot in the dark. This is So he had his first ever debut. Is this? Can I ask a clarifying question?
Yeah.
Is this versus like a veteran, or is this a young lion match?
This is, I don't believe it's a young lion match, but the guy he faced was fresh.
Okay, so fresh enough that he could potentially, like, maybe a 1 or 2 or 3 year wrestler.
He debuted the year
not
prior.
like an actual. Okay, so basically a young lion match.
Pretty much.
That's just what I needed to know.
Yeah.
Before I said somebody crazy. Because now I can consolidate it down to 90s Japanese wrestlers for a chance here. And that would lead me to guys like, not answering it, like Satoshi Kojima, like, like Satoshi Kojima. And there's others that are in my brain somewhere that don't want to come out because I can only think of 80s wrestlers right now for some reason. I guess like, I guess like Kensuke Sasaki, but probably not. I will give you the official answer of Satoshi Kojima.
That, my friend, is incorrect. The answer...
Now, who is it?
Hiroshi Tenzan.
Ah, Tenzan. I could have thought of that name. God damn it. Oh, that's, yeah. I mean, could have got that one.
But that is our trivia. Yeah, that is our trivia game. I had a fun time with this. We'll bring it back next time for sure. Whenever Brandon is available.
We might get other contestants.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe even more than Brandon. Maybe we get Jesus whenever he comes back. He's due.
He is due.
Yeah, but as for this episode, I got one more question for you, Kang. According to a recent report from The Observer, AEW...
Kojima.
No, that's not... Maybe.
Damn.
AEW is teaming up with Adult Swim's Nick Collins to put together a new project. In a LinkedIn post shared by Collins, he announced, "Excited to share that I'm writing and producing a new animated project with Adult Swim X All Elite Wrestling." My question is, what match would you fantasy book between an Adult Swim character and an AEW wrestler?
Amazing question. Now, of course, matches have existed between AEW wrestlers and Adult Swim characters. This is not the first time. I don't know if anybody else knows that, but this is not a first. I think the match that I might want to see the most I think I want to see Jeff Jarrett, and I don't remember the guy's name, but the lead guy in Metalocalypse.
Oh.
Like the Brendan Small guy.
Yeah.
Whoever that is, I want to see them just have a duel with their guitars.
Yo, that'd be sick. What I was thinking was, actually I have two answers here. One is a trios match and one is an actual singles match. I would have Aqua Teen Hunger Force face
Sorry, I gotta give you a different answer, and you've stolen it right from me. Fucking Mark Briscoe versus Meatwad.
Ah, dude.
Thank you very much.
I mean, I was gonna have Aqua Teen versus Death Riders.
Oh,
and
fuck.
And have like the nucleus of that match surround Meatwad and Mox. Because then you could have like the fork spot. And then
and he's eating them.
Yeah, man.
And fucking, that'd be amazing. But then like they all tag, like it'd be very funny seeing them all, like all the jobbers in their factions, you know, fucking get beat up by other people. And then they tag in Carl and they tag in Mox and they do the stare down.
You think you're special. As for a singles
Like, all right,
match,
the
though,
real stars getting in here.
as for like the main event match that I would have Space Ghost versus Chris Statlander.
Whoa, that's real.
Or Space Match.
That's some real shit right there. Space Mat.
And then he's just like, greetings! And then he just gets fucking, you know, Saturday Night Fevered. That'd be it.
Yeah, you could spend in 13 seconds flat.
Exactly. But that is it for the episode today. Thank you guys for watching. See you back next week. Whenever we